Welcome back to our Moneyball series here with Barnsley. So a lot of transfers have happened since we last met. I'm just going to show you the game itself for a second here. Hopefully you can still hear me okay. Thank you, can you? So this has been our transfers in and out so far. So what you can see here down this sort of area here, in terms of transfers in, we've signed Edilson dos Santos first. Now, Edilson dos Santos has been a winger on our list for a long time, probably like 3 years since he left Roma, actually. He's come up on our sort of list every single year, getting better and better, as you can see, until we've signed him here. And my only concern was, the scouts were only ranking like two stars, whatever it was before. Now look at the change. Look at the difference. See, that's why you ignore your scouts sometimes. He kept scoring hard on that, and I wasn't sure what it was. I think maybe he's cut inside from left wing. There's something about him that wasn't quite sitting right, so I was never really ready to pull the trigger on him until now. So he comes in for £8.5 million. Julian Finida comes in. Now, I'm not sure what he's going to be, whether it's a striker or winger. I brought him in really to be a winger, but he could be a good striker as well. So waiting to see really on that. And he comes in for £8 million. These are two almost guaranteed starters here. Another was Augusto Aguero. I'm going to say Aguero just because it's going to be... that's what I'm going to say anyway during the matches. So Aguero comes in. He looks like an immense starting level centre mid, doesn't he? Like a pivot player. They're giving him 3 and 3, which is whatever. But in either case, him and Howson are close enough to be like, one's a starter, one's a backup, but there's not too much between them, right? So, again, starting level player, £6 million. What an unbelievable start this is. Ibrahim Sanko. Now, he came up in our list like last year as a Liverpool youngster, and he looks like he's incredibly quick. Look, acceleration and possesses pace. I can't wait to see him next year when we do our next attribute reveal. I reckon he's going to be amazing. And... yeah, he comes in I wasn't sure actually originally. I think he's going to be our like third choice, fourth choice centre back, and also an emergency right back as well potentially. So great signing. Burgos is the young left back we saw, who's brought in for £5 million. I mean, if he comes in and he's as good as Betinho, then at least we've got a place for Betinho that's like 2 years younger, and hopefully isn't as bad. And last but definitely not least, Falu Ndai. He's been on our list since about his first season. He's been on the list for years. 6'3". Look at his valuation. I always thought he was a top level world class defender. My only concern was he wasn't quick, and I don't think he is. But we'll see if that makes it a big enough a difference for us, because we'll always convert him to centre back if we need to. But also, I don't know. We'll see. As a wing back as well. We'll have to see. But if he comes in, he's not the right fit of player. We could always sell him for like 80, 90 million, right? So. But I don't want to do that. He's an incredible player. So transfers out. We have Robin Muller's the young Chilean centre-back that I signed. Hasn't played. I mean, 7 million for 2.5 million transfer. He's left-footed, so I don't really like left-footed centre-backs in his tactics, so I'm happy with that. Kubo for 35 million. I mean, we signed him for 19.5. 35 million sold on for. He looked pretty good at the back end of the season. But we've got, I think, Mario Felipe, I'm going to start to use as our number 10. As our left-footed number 10, so he gets on in that sort of role. But we'll see. I'm also going to try and sign somebody else, though. Ramsey, 16 million. Brian Carroll got £30 million for. And we signed him for 26.5. So we managed to get a profit on him after 1 year, which is pretty good. And you got Betinho, 14.75 million. Prepared that we signed for 10.75. You see all these little consistent, profits. And then last one is Lima, who we signed for 11.5, someone for 13.5. Nice. So if finance is currently at minus 12. However, we've still got, look at transfers out. John Lennon is scheduled to leave for 28 million. So that's about to happen. Alisson's about to leave for another 8.5, and then Salas for 6.5. And the reason is, we have got Julian Aguirre, who I think is going to be a great right back, an attacking right back. So he's going to come in as a fullback for us. So he'll come in as our backup right back and compete with Ndai for that sort of role, which I think is brilliant. Eduard Busaga. Now, I'm pretty sure we had him for a couple of years at this point, at least back to this sort of area. He's been a brilliant player, and the fact he played in the Romanian league... in fact, I can probably come back on the camera now. Yeah, and the fact he played in the Romanian league was what was holding me back from signing him. So he's gone to Dortmund. He's been a first-choice player for them for the majority of the season. They finished second, and he was still worth like 500 grand. So they accepted an offer of £5 million all up front for him. That's potentially a starting level centre for us, He's pretty better than Wagner. So if I would have delayed that another year, right, I reckon he'd be worth like £20, £30 million next season. So I think it's a great signing. And Ponte, a striker that we like. The scouts have upgraded him to an A. Now they've looked at him a little bit longer. Thank God for that. And we'll see. He could be a good number 10 as well. Wait, is he left-footed? He's left-footed, okay. So if I'm honest, I might give him a go as number 10. He could be anything. But Ponte comes in as striker or 10. I don't really care which. He looks amazing. I'm going to sign Castelli, our fourth choice centre-back, but I think I should still sign him. But he's not going to play. I might loan him out straight away. 4.5 million, I've got to sign him still, I think. But look at the transfer budget. This is what I think in Moneyball saves as well. The incentive is definitely on you to go and actually spend the money. And sell the players when you think you're ready to sell them, even if it's before you normally would. If you think you can get a good deal, you do it. Because look at the money now all of a sudden. And that's just from really being in a good enough financial position to get this, 100% of the transfer revenue. That's the first important thing. And then being aggressive with your transfers. So right now, what are you going to miss? We could sign a starting striker. We could sign a starting number 10. We need another winger. Pivots are good. Centre mids are probably good. And defence is good. So yeah, that's it. Starting striker, starting winger, number 10. We could go for anybody, really. With the money we got to spend. And really, if anything comes available that looks really, really good from our shortlist, because we've got so much money to spend still. That's pretty much what we're going to be seeing. This is all going to be in today's episode. So we'll see how things go. If I see a really good starting level striker, I could sell Roman and just cash in on him. So, I don't know. We'll see. I'm excited anyway. In terms of players in, I will confirm all of these. And those who are going to go against the under-21 transfer, that one won't. I don't know how you actually made it at this point, but yeah, all of a sudden, loads more Argentinians coming to the club. It was very Brazilian heavy. Now let's get more Argentinian heavy. So that's great anyway. And I'll see you then in a second for the next bit. I don't know what the next bit's going to be really. I'm guessing like early July. Should we go back for then? I'll see you then, early July. So we signed the players that we said that we would sign. All of them nice and easy. And players out have gone out as we said that they would. However, right, got a slight dilemma. I think Nime's going to come in as our fourth choice winger, which is great. He comes in and that settles that sort of issue. Now, Roman was good. His scoring record for Czech Republic is amazing. Like, it's absolutely amazing. He must be a decent striker. Like, he must be. Strength, stamina. If he could get a little bit quick, he'd be amazing. But he's playing close to his full potential, apparently. Thinking is, sell him and use the Argentine striker we brought in as a main striker and have Danilo Gabriel coming as the backup, because Danilo Gabriel is 6'2". He's both footed, but he's predominantly right foot, which is important for me. And he's not scored as many goals. That's the one downside. But he is quick. So you don't know what to do here, because Roman at least he scored a goal every other game. I was just looking through off camera some of his performances in big games back in the last year, because there was a point where we said to John Lennon, "You're out, and we're going to have to start playing Roman." And if you look at the two semi-finals, Roman does nothing. 6.2. 6.7. Cup final, 6.5 doesn't score. Quarter final doesn't score, 6.6. Semi-final, 7.0 but doesn't score. FA Cup final, 6.5 doesn't score. So, I don't think he's going to work out as a striker, Ponte. I just think with the tactic the way it is, he'll be better off playing as a 10. I just think he will. So, if he doesn't work out, I want somebody to go striker that I can go, yeah, you're going to do the business for me. And the one risk with selling him is that obviously you don't have a player that's we know what we're going to get with Roman. Do you know what I mean? I think his lack of pace is what stops him breaking through and scoring sometimes. We saw that a bit last year, actually. But anyway, the whole point is, I was thinking of bringing Gabriel's one and then Zoran be another. Zoran went to Clermont and scored 22 in 40 in the French league for Clermont, who finished 7th. So, for Serbia, is it worth taking a risk? And he's also quick, so my thought process, we sell Roman, bringing those two strikers in for effectively the same price, but all of Roman's transfers in installments, none of it's up front. So that's good to get the monthly installments back against us. So I'm thinking we do that. It could be a risk. He could be one of the best strikers in the world in a few years. But I'm edging towards it. The striker in this tactic should be doing better than that, if I'm honest. So, yeah. I wasn't sure when I started my hit record what I was going to do. Now I'm pretty sure I'm just going to sell him. I'm bringing the other two to see how that goes. And the one that remains then to come in is Batata. Batata, I was going to bring in as a winger. Apparently he's not fast, he's just agile and strong. Could be a striker, I suppose, for us. And yeah, number 10, the reason why I'm not putting in number 10, I forgot. We have Mario, who's going to play as one of our number 10s this year, and Eli anyway, so we should be okay in that position. So wide players, we're looking at 1. It depends what he is. I mean, he could play up front as well. Yeah, if we say that, like, he's not really going to be quite good if he's like an emergency striker, let's go. Then 1's winger, 2 wingers, and then it's going to be 3, and it'd have to be number 4, I suppose. Yeah, we could bring them all in. They're all transfers. All these transfers, by the way, are all up front. And a lot of the ones that we've sold have been installments. Not all the transfers that we made to this point, but like the ones recently. So that's probably what we're going to do. So yeah, you're sort of up to date with that. I don't think I'm going to do too much more business. I think those will be the ones that come in, along with Zoran as well. So those players come in, those 4. We sell, definitely Roman. The rest, it probably stays the same. I feel like I'm missing a player. Oh no, Mario Felipe, that's what I was thinking of. So you've got Mario Felipe and Busaga. I mean, Wagner's like a spare player at this point. 1 too many midfield players. I mean, or it could be Mario Felipe that you sell. Oh, not Mario Felipe, sorry, Manuel Felipe. I could sell him, I suppose. I think one of those 2 needs to leave. Probably it should be him, actually, now thinking about it, instead of Wagner, because Wagner was pretty good. So one of those segments is probably going to be sold as well. Again, we'll try and get one installments, get the money up. But like our net transfer spend is still really low. What is it this year? Transfer history. I mean, even last year, like our net spend is minus 24 million. And so far this year, it's minus 47. So it's about to go up a little bit, but I'll see you in a second anyway. Once I've concluded these transfers, we'll come back and have a quick look at the squad and see what we think. So I'll see you in a second for that. Right, welcome back. So the players came in that said that would come in. That's great. One slight change. I did sell Andrew in the end. Now, the reason is I was going to keep as my 3rd choice centre back because he was good and solid. It's over £30 million, incidentally. Only 10 of it up front, the rest is installments, which puts us now transfer only minus 2 minutes, which is incredible. The reason is I've got Ibrahim Sangot that's effectively doing that role. That's a number 3 centre back that is really solid, could easily be a starter if things went wrong, somebody got injured, but it's also quick and can play on the wide areas. And I just think that because we're not in Europe, we cannot afford to have 4 centre-backs that are that good, especially when the 4th choice one is just going to diminish your value if we don't play them, like Andrew will. So I thought it was better to sell him and then just use... Originally, I thought Castelli is the 4th choice centre-back, who's the young centre-back we signed this year. Now what I'm thinking is that Aguero becomes like our... Well, what happened is... During the regular season, during the main part of the season, Castelli will play for under 23s, and Aguero will be a 4th choice centre back if an emergency occurs, right? That's what will happen. But like when that happens, if we needed like, let's say he's starting a centre back for us, like Aguero. If we then needed like another CDM, another pivot player, what I'm then going to probably do is maybe look to move someone like Mario Felipe back to a CDM role. Then I'd probably play Ponte as the 10. I'm planning to be Ponte, I think, is a 10 anyway. Maybe Eli becomes backup. And then with Ponte going 10, I reckon Zoran's going to be good. Not only is he quick, but apparently he's a good finisher. Now, it says there is ability to strike the ball, makes him a good finisher. So that is exciting, right? We might have a striker that can finish. So because of that, I'm edging towards that, having Eli as the backup number 10, playing our new striker as the number 10, and then playing Zoran up front to start off with. So that's my thinking. And that's why I sold Andrew. I didn't really want to sell. But now, like, what is our transfer this year? Like, it's at minus 113. Our projection now this year is going to be minus 50 at the end of the season. But, like, I mean, we'll see. I mean, we could easily be in the Champions League at the end of the season, so that might be going away anyway. And, yeah, I just think that we're in a pretty good place there. I mean, could we make any money back anywhere else? I think that's pretty much just a big turn on the squad in the end I wasn't expecting to do. But I think we're better off for it. I think that we've moved sideways and slightly up, and we're a lot younger and a lot more expensive. Like, if I wanted to sell any players, like if you ignore my backup goalkeeper, that's quite incredible up there, the amounts there. And they'll take our budget away at some point in the season because they won't like the fact that we're so bad in a financial position there. But yeah, I don't know. I think we're looking all right, you know? Even more play than we need. A lot. There's like an even split like Brazilians and Argentinians, which is quite interesting because it was always like quite Brazilian heavy, but there we go. Okay. I'll see you now for the first game of the season then, which will be Burnley away. Norwich home. This is more like your fixture list. Now, we're going to probably lose those 2 games early on, but apart from that, let's say going into like that United game there, when we come back, I don't know, maybe next episode or the episode after that, that means we should be in a good position going into that game. Come on, Barnsley. See you in a second. Season's finally here, Burnley away. Now, there's one bit of news. I have sold a key player. Robert Wagner came in. Well, multiple teams came for offers with him for like £40 million, sort of a £40 million, 30 on shirt is what it was. A huge profit yet again. Only 20% went to Freeburg, so a brilliant transfer for us. It just gets that balance down a little bit more, gets our wages even down even further going into this season, which is all well and good. Again, looking at it like we don't need 2 first-team players for every single position because we're not competing in Europe. So, like, what I mean by that is, like, I'm going to play Eli as a starter in his position first. Ponte there, for example. Let's say Eli gets injured. Let's just say he does. Busago comes in. If Ponte gets injured, Felipe comes in. They're, like, if they both were to get injured, both those two would go in, and you'd still have, like, Aguero could come in as a deep line playmaker. Housen goes to box to box. There's just ways we can get around it still. I don't feel like we need them, really. And I want to, and I still would normally go with the 2 players for each position, don't get me wrong. Ordinarily, the reason I'm not is because I need this to be as low as possible, the bank balance. I need the negative bank balance to be as close to like in the plus as possible. Because the further we go into the red, if we get into the Champions League, it won't matter. They'll cut our budget and make it really low. So I need that to be as good as possible going into the end of the season. I really need it. So that 40 million will make a huge difference. If we're like closer to a minus 100 million going into that last game of the season when they announced their budget, we could be in a really bad position where they offer us like 5 million to spend, 10 million to spend, and we can't afford that. Not only that, but we also want to maintain our 100% transfer revenue if we can. So for those 2 reasons, I feel like that we're not going to win the title this year. If we were going to challenge a title, I'd never would have sold Wagner ever. This is a big of a risk really on my part. But I feel like whatever happens, we should be challenging top 4. Absolutely. And worst case scenario, we end up in the Europa League, the Conference League, and we should be challenging for trophies. I think either way we could do that. And I thought it's good just give Eli a job at central field, like in a box-to-box role. We'll see how he gets on there. If it doesn't work out there, I'm pretty happy to play Busaga. Playing as a first-team player for Dortmund last year, it'll be all right, I reckon, in CM for us. So I don't feel like I'll lose too much. I think they'll both be... I think one of them will end up doing the job as well as Wagner. Wagner did have that switch ball to flank thing where he switches it, so at least they don't have that. And we'll see what happens. Eli, we know, is a pretty decent player. We'll see how good he is at the end of the season. So I don't know, we'll see. Basically, we've now got like 20 players of like potential all across the board here, so I'm interested to see what happens going into this season. Right. This huge game. If he needs suspended for the first one, so Sanko goes in. And, well, Rossi can just go on the bench. Yeah, these lads here can all just get up themselves for the 23s. And this lad here can just get a new work permit as well. Nice and easy. Thank you. So your team for today, and the first team for the season, except for the centre-back change you just saw, is going to be Messer in goal. Ndai, Ami, Sanko, Vinay across the back. Eli and Howson holding with Copolazzi, Ponte, and Dos across the middle with Zoran out front. Now, Ponte could end up as a striker. Eli could go to 10, Felipe could go to 10. Because Eli can go to 10, then Basaga goes centre mid. Like, there's loads of different ways we can do it right. But so let's see what happens anyway. Let's get into the game. I can't wait for this. Come on, Barnsley. And we're going to do 2 more games in today's episode. This one, another one. Here we go. Assistant manager says, got to impress me. You see both formation, which is nice. For Eli. Whips it in far post. Dos Santos. Not the biggest of players, but okay. Early free kick in a dangerous area, I think. So he's going to take it. Going to be Eli. 25 yards out. Eli. Oh, it's close. Burnley. Swept in. It's headed wide. Then play out from the back into Eli. Eli into Jason Howson. Plays it across to Dos Santos, who runs on the left. Plays it back to Vinagre. Travels inside with it. Plays it into Eli, who's got options. Couple lads says he can play it across goal, is he? No, he gets tackled. Disappointing there. Good kind of pressing the boys. Little chop from Ami. Couple lads into Ponte, Eli, couple lads, here we go. Striker wants this. Ndai, Robert whips it in. Dos Santos. Vinagre, is this going to have a conclusion? Is it Dos Santos? Eli, no! Halfton's 0-0. We'll say, give the fans some money's worth. It's annoying because Copolazzi, who was amazing for us last season, is one of the players not playing well. Like, and he was obviously by far our best player last season. Eli gets a free kick. This might go in, you know. Oh, it was close. I'm going to take the striker off. Let's put Ponte up front, and let's put Felipe in there. It's good to see Dos Santos on a 7.0 early on the left wing there. Couple lads on a 6.2. Julio Fedida on the right-hand side, so he gets on there. Come on. Instant highlight. Burnley play out, getting pressure on him. Oh, no, they're in. No, they're not. Messi has come out his goal, though. Oh, we've got it back, though. There he is, the subs. Fedida, right-hand side, gets away from his play. Is he going to cross it? Does. It's cleared, though. We played out to Soa. Our left-back's out there. A new one, if he can get out to him. Can we win this? Can we win this? Nope. And they're getting played through. Is he offside? I don't think he is. And it's 1-0 Burnley. You're saying too many changes, Jack. What you doing? It'll be alright. It'll be alright. We'll get there. But what you need to hope, though, is that you can get like a quick win early on to sort of like stop it from being such a problem. But doesn't look like it's going to happen for us, I'm afraid. We played really well. We got like nearly a 2 XG to their 0.8. It looks okay, like from a stats point of view, and we create a lot of chances. Big Emi haven't scored. It's the same situation as it always is for us. It seems. Always the same story. This could be our highlight, you know, if we can bring this down and win the first one, which we do. Felipe gets it into Eli, plays it across, and whip it across. He's got players in there, surely. Yes, it's come off his knee, I think. It's got in. Ponte scores, though. It's 1-1. Right, I don't want to lose this bloody first game, so gonna go. I wouldn't say play defensive. We're just gonna not be chasing the game. So I'm gonna describe this. So we'll go back to our normal system and see what happens. Come on. It's going to finish 1-1. Disappointing in terms of like it's not a win, but we did play pretty well, I think, in that game. We're unlucky to concede, really. And maybe fortunate to score as well, but the 2 XG away from him was pretty good first game, I would say, to be honest. But I thought he looked really good when he came on, wherever he's gone. Fedida, he looked really good on the right-hand side. I'm not going to drop Cavallari off the basis of one game because he was so good last year, but that's something to look out for. Sim and Dos Santos both played well. Ponte looked pretty good up front. So I might just make that change for this game and see how that goes. Apart from that same team, I'll see you in a second for the Norwich game. Okay then, so same team pretty much, except Feeney comes back in. Eli does not go to the 10 run. That's what we're supposed to do, is that. Felipe goes to the 10. Eli stays there. Howson, everyone else is good. Ponte goes to the striker. Come on, Barnsley. The manager says we should be winning this game, okay? Eli and plays into Coppoladze, gets on the right hand side, goes down. It's not a penalty. No, let's skip this highlight. It's never a penalty. Which are the free kicks from Kidaway Coppoladze. He runs away with it. He's got an option here if he wants to use him. Dos Santos now gets left hand side on 6.7 incidentally early on. Vinagre left hand side whips it across far post corners. There he is. He's good in there. Oh, it was close. It was close. Felipe's got a knock. A half bad one, I suppose. I'm going to take him out. Let's put Eli up and let's put Busaga in centre mid. Yeah, Ponte striking at striker now. We need a really specific type of striker to make this work in this tactic at the moment. So don't lose faith. Take Eli out and put Ponte back, and then let's put Fidada as a striker. He did well on the right hand side last time. On a late on here, well, not that late, but now okay, because far post was the one it's headed over. They have to go to 44, I think. Game in a row, not happy with our current score, so we're gonna have to go for it. I mean, that looks like a half decent 44 team though to go to if we're going to try and score. Change a fullback, I suppose. Could be Vinagre again. Yeah, let's put Burgos back in the left back. Come on. Another draw. Could be a defeat. Uh-oh. Norwich of the corner. Wow. 2 draws. Not a great start. Yeah, not amazing at all. I mean, we could pick up results from here, have a great season. We could have a terrible season at this point. Nobody even knows. It's not a great start, though, but we tend to... Well, we did it last year as well, back-to-back draws. But the season before that, a loss and a win. Season before that, we don't tend to start that well, do we, in our seasons? So, it's pretty much on form, I suppose. But, yeah, that is going to do this episode of multiple different things. So, next episode, we're going to skip quite a bit because we haven't got the European aspect to it this season. And the only transfer you're probably going to miss is I'm going to sign a couple of players. These 2 here are being signed, but loaned back to their club immediately at the end of the season. So that's what that'll be. And then that's what basically the Wagner transfer allows us to do, right? And then this one's going to be for this season, though. He's left-footed. He's a number 10. I don't think he's quite ready for the first team, but a couple of clubs are interested in him. And now's a good time to try and get him, I think. So we'll get him in. We'll see if he's any good. But that is going to be the episode. Thank you to all of you for watching. Hope you're all doing well. And I'll see you all next time.